Okay. Perfect. Okay. Hi, everyone. We're just waiting a little to see if anybody else joins. Um, let me, I'll give us both. Okay. So, hi, everyone. It's so nice to see you all here. This is Javier, the co-founder of Koala Go. If you haven't heard from the platform before, it's this amazing interactive classroom. I actually have been using it for the past 2 years, and I use it with all my students that use the ECPC learning lessons. The platform allows you to use the interactive features of the lessons, like drag and drop features. You can also, click and listen to the different things, but also there's a whiteboard in where the students can draw. And also there's a playground that you can use as a reward or just to have the students learn more. But I'll let Xavier explain everything now, so you can just take it away. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Marcella, for having me. And hi, everyone. Yeah, so I don't know how much you guys know about Koala. I would love to tailor today's demo to your needs. So feel free to shoot messages in the chat. Let me know what you want to learn about, whether you want to learn about the whiteboard, the co-browser, playground. We have an invoicing service as well that's optional if you guys are interested. Um, we can talk about the marketplace. There's a marketplace that allows teachers to publish content for other teachers. So just would really love to make a presentation that's tailored to your needs rather than the cookie cutter koala presentation. And so I'll share my screen. I'll give you a demo of Koala. And if you have any questions at any time, please shoot a message. And Marcella, please feel free to interrupt me when questions come in so I can take them right away.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Cool. So yeah, so I assume most of you guys use Easy Peasy today. So you use Genially content in your classes. So you'll see Koala is actually really tailored for to make web content really interactive with our co-browser, and I'll show that very soon. A little bit of background about me. So my name is Xavier, and I started this company in 2018 with a really good friend of mine that I met at Apple in California. And my co-founder's name is Ben, and all his family members are teachers. His mom is an ESL teacher. His dad is works with kids with mental disabilities to get a job when they reach around 18, 17 years old. So anyway, we've always been in that space. My grandmother was a philosophy teacher, and she partly raised me. So we wanted to build a product in education. So we used our tech skills to build a platform that's more tailored to the way kids learn. We thought Zoom is great for adults like this, for us to have a conversation or a meeting, but it's not really ideal for if you want to teach a 6-year-old. All right, enough chit-chatting. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me close a few tabs, and we're going to go to our website. And make sure I'm sharing my screen. There we go. All right. And I don't know if I'm sharing sound. Yeah. All right. Should be good. Yeah. And I see Nadine, I see your message saying you would want to know more about the browser. Yeah. We call it the co-browser, but I absolutely will show that to you. All right. So step one, if you guys are interested, you can actually go. Actually, maybe Marcella, you have a link that you can share your
Yes,
affiliate
of course.
link. But maybe we'll talk about this later. So for
Okay.
now, I'm going to go on a website, Teach with Koala, and I'm going to click on Open Koala Go here. I need to prove that I'm a human. So click on object with visible moving parts like the sample. All right, let's go with this. Yes, I did it. So there's two ways to access Koala. You can either type your email, continue, receive a code, and then log in, or just continue with Google, which is a little bit faster. And that's it. You're in. Same thing for to sign up or sign in. It's the same process. And then I arrive on this empty whiteboard here. So Koala has three main building blocks. The whiteboard, which is where I am right now. Whenever you enter Koala by default, you are in the whiteboard. The second one is the co-browser. And the third one is Playground. So I will show briefly all three components today. But before we get started, maybe it would be fun for me to invite Marcela as a student to my classroom. So Marcela, you're not allowed to answer that question because I know you're an expert of Koala.
Mhm.
What button should I click in order to invite Marcela to my class?
Okay, so I'm not allowed to answer. Yes.
No, 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 no. Forbidden. I am not moving forward until I get an answer in the chat. So we can just stay quietly here as I sip my water. The question is, what button on the screen should I click to invite a student? Nice. Thank you, Alex. Indeed, the top left button. So you click here on invite student right here. And as soon as you click on this is pretty important. There's a window that shows up and that says share this link with your students. So this is your student's link. It never changes and it's unique to you. So you can save this somewhere. You can just click here and it will copy it. And this is the one link that you share with all of your students. If your student's in China, click here and it will give you a slightly different link. It has CN at the beginning instead of classroom. So let's say you have two students in China, two students in the US. I'm going to use this link. I'm going to send this link to my students in the US, and I'm going to send this link to my students in China. So right now, Marcela, I believe you're in Germany. So you are going to get the generic link. I'm going to copy it and send it to you. Actually, I put it on the public chat, but for now, please don't click on it unless you're Marcela. So, I'm in whiteboard. I'm preparing my class, preparing something fun for Marcela. Maybe we're gonna, I don't know, do alphabets. We're gonna do blending drill or something like this. So I'm, patiently preparing my class while I wait for Marcela.
Okay,
And
so
then,
I
yeah,
already went to the classroom. I'm creating my profile.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So just type your name and then you can click on join. Cool. So from Marcela's perspective, and you can check if you click on the link, by the way, in the chat, but she sees a little game with emojis and emojis of vegetables and fruits, and she just click on them, and every time she clicks on an emoji, she gets 1 point. The very basic game is just designed to keep your students patient as they wait for you to let them in. And then on your end, from the teacher's perspective, as you can see in the bottom right, you see this little icon that says Marcela would like to join, and you can accept, or you can close, or you can hide it. But I'm going to accept. And this is the first time I have Marcela, so I'm going to see profile.
Oh,
So I muted myself and I muted Marcela as well in Koala because I want to avoid some echoes. But this shows you that you have the video in Koala, you have the audio. So this completely replaces Zoom. It's a full-on teaching platform. Cool. And so what you realize here is that I was able to mute Marcella in Koala, but I'm also able to disable her interaction. Let's say Marcella is using the drawing tool to draw all over the whiteboard. Go ahead, Marcella. Perfect. I can actually click here and disable student interaction. And now she can't draw anymore. Those icons should be grayed out, right, Marcella? Yeah. And I can actually undo her previous actions by clicking on this icon here. Cool. So you see, it's a fully interactive whiteboard. It's actually supposed to be relatively intuitive. Maybe I won't spend too much time talking about whiteboard because I assume you guys are relatively familiar with these types of tools. The differences between this and other video conferencing tools is that you have a few kid-friendly options, such as the reward here. You can have confettis. You can give stars. It's a way to roll a dice. There's a way to also give gems, and maybe I'll talk about gems later. Give gems to your student as a reward. Let me see if we have any questions in the chat. How many students can join? Could 2 students join at the same time? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can comfortably have up to 5 students in your classroom. And as they join, it will be the exact same journey as what you saw earlier. Student name pops up in the bottom right. You accept them, and their video will go on the left here. And you can independently enable student interaction on the different students. How long is the link valid for? It's valid for forever. So your link is always the same, and you can find it on clicking here, by clicking here. That's your link. It's valid forever, but nobody can enter your classroom unless you accept them in. Cool. And then so you'll see, I mean, you have all the traditional tools. You can record your class. You can turn your camera on and off. Here you can decide, you can actually customize your virtual background here. We have a few default backgrounds, but you can also upload your own image if you want. You can blur, etc., etc. So that's why I like this little Halloween style background. I'm going to keep it. Cool. And then you see here you have slides, so you can go to the next slide. This would be slide number 2, slide number 3, etc. And then go back to the previous slides. And this in the top right here is the name of your activity. So right now I named it Easy Peasy Demo. And if you click on this activity, actually go to my activity library. You see I have lots of activities. So for instance, if I go to another class, I can load this different activity. And if I want to go back to the previous activity, I search easy in the top right and then go back to our original activity. All right.
That's really
Any question about whiteboard?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yes, there's a question. It was a direct message to me, but I thought I should just ask for everyone. Um, if you have to use a tablet to use Koala Go.
Good question. Yes. So we support Mac, PC, iPads, Android tablets. Technically, we support also iPhones and Android phones, but to be honest, the screen is very small and you need, the camera and a whiteboard. So this is not a device that we recommend. And we support Chromebooks as well. So we support almost every device, I would say. How long is it? Yeah. Can you save your notes on the whiteboard for a future class? Yeah. So uh, everything I do here in whiteboard is automatically saved, right? So if you upload an image, for instance, I don't know if I have an image somewhere that I can. So to add an image, you just drag and drop from your computer. There we go, little treasure chest. It gets saved automatically into this activity that you see in the top right, easy peasy demo. You can change the size of the video by doing this. You can, a cool feature that we implemented recently is in the chat, you have a chat in the bottom left. You can say hello, but you can also turn on translations. How do I remove this? Turn on translation. So Marcella, your browser is set to English or German?
It's set to English.
To English, okay. So if I type something in non-English, like bonjour in French, comment vas-tu? Means hello, how are you? And I send it, will automatically be translated to English for Marcella. So I don't know if you're teaching kids in Korea and they're spending the weekend at their grandparents' home and you need to communicate with the grandma who doesn't speak a word of English, you can use this feature. It will translate automatically to Korean, and that can be valuable. All right, before I wrap up Whiteboard, last but not least, I think one of the most important features that we offer at Koala is live 24/7 support by real people. You simply click in the bottom right. If you have any question, if you need some training, if for anything, just click on send us a message. Hi, I need help, please. And we'll see how long the team takes to answer. So yeah, usually we try to answer within 1 minute, and we're here for you. You can ask any question. Wow, that was fast. Virginia's. So take advantage of this. We know that sometimes you have tech issues and you want to know if your student is in the lobby waiting for you or things like this. We can see that in the back end. So feel free to ask for our help. We're really happy to help. And also, if something's not working and you need somebody to jump into your classroom, we can also do that. Just go to top left, invite students, copy your link, paste it here, and then Fred or anybody from our team will be able to join. Once again, we have people 24/7 all year long with 11 exceptions. Those are the 11 holidays that for our company. So there's 11 days during the whole year where we won't be available. The team is resting, but outside of that, we're here for your help.
I just want to add really quickly from my personal experience, whenever I have trouble, I do use this and it's immediate and it always gets solved within like 5 minutes. It's been
Awesome.
amazing. This is just really like a game changer, I would
Thank
say.
you. Thank you so much. Cool. All right. So everybody, you are now experts of whiteboard. So I'm going to add a little green check mark next to whiteboard, and we're going to move to the co-browser. So co-browser, which was mentioned earlier, I think by Nadine. To open it, click on this icon that looks like the little NASA logo. Click on co-browser here, and let's see what happens. So the co-browser is a browser that you and your student can play with at the same time. This is really ideal if you're using anything in the web, especially things where you need to drag and drop. It's compatible with iPads and tablets. So if, for instance, and here I'm using the easy peasy Genially content for this demo, there's going to be some activities where students need to drag and drop on the touch screen. We fully support that. And actually, we built it for that purpose, for that very purpose. Because on Zoom, if you screen share, you don't necessarily have the same level of interactivity. So here, and Marcella, you can guide me maybe because you know those slides much better since you created them.
Yes. Right. So this is the phonics lesson. So it's just very basic and you can just do your listening. This is for the younger students. I would say in this kind of slide, the teacher, oh, I think, did you give me permission to tap?
Yes, I
Perfect.
believe you have access. Yeah, yep.
Amazing. Yes, thank you. So yeah, I would say the teacher does hear, for example, just sounds. But what's fun for when using Koala Go for something like this lesson is I would say um, something like rolling dice, right? So students can pick and they feel like already it's so exciting for them to get to choose whatever happens here. But for other activities like even pressing and then drawing, because they offer the drawing option, right? You can just do that within Koala Go.
So,
Uh,
and right now I'm drawing now. So this is just you have fully like you can both interact with the slide at the same time, is my point.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There's other sections here. For example, here's like a drag and drop feature. I would say here, so they have to find or say where the cat belongs. So you just easily, drag. And this is me, so I'm the student. So the student is the one that's dragging the cat, right? And then the next one is a
So this
yak.
time it's me dragging and dropping. And you should maybe see on your screen that Marcella has her cursor and I have my cursor. So we can interact at the same time.
Exactly. So for there's no other platform that does this so seamlessly. So for if you're using it with Zoom, for example, I have my students draw a line, but here it's excellent because the students themselves get so excited because they can become part of the lesson. And it gets them more, they want to come to class, right? Because they're actually dragging and dropping, doing the activities that they're meant to be doing in the lesson. So, yeah, let me,
And
yeah, there's, mhm.
go ahead, Marcella.
No, there's I was gonna say there's other examples. You can check just here in the lesson, but um here like this, for example, they have to read and match. So at the zoo with my cat, so they get the opportunity, right, to be the ones that are telling us where that belongs. At the park with my axe. So yeah, just this simple. It seems so simple, but it's such a game changer for the students to do something like this. And I know for a lot of teachers, we were teaching with other platforms before, like VIP Kid or Wales English, and the younger students had the chance to do this. But when we became independent teachers, that's gone with Zoom. So using Koala Go is I think it's like a highlight for the students and it's like a selling point when you're selling your own lessons and your own packages of classes. You're like, look, this is what we can do. This is what we offer to. We're not like a boring static PDF. So yeah.
Nice. And then you'll have access to the different tools that you can use the confetti here. And actually, Marcella briefly showed this, but there's an annotation tool at the bottom. So if you need to highlight things, you can say, hey, at the park with the yak, let's focus on this one. But there's also a vanishing pen, so you can circle something and then it will disappear after a few seconds. So anyway, so you have this layer of annotation that you can have on top of the web page. But please make sure so you can erase everything and then collapse this. You need to do this in order to interact again and move to the next slides. Yeah, I hope that helps. So once again, anything on the web is better consumed in the co-browser. So for anything interactive, and it could be Wordable, you have a lot of people using games on Wordable. It can be really great as well. Genially is fantastic in the co-browser. So this is really built for that purpose. Okay. Any question about the co-browser? One thing that I'm going to add is at the bottom right, if you click on this arrow, you see there's a drop-down menu. It says student here, and you have a drop-down menu that says North America, Europe, and Asia. Here, the system will be optimized if you choose the region where your student is. So right now, Marcella is in Europe, so I'm going to choose Europe. It's going to refresh and reboot, and within a few seconds, you'll be back. This optimizes the latency for Marcella. I see a question in the chat. Can you also, 5 people, use the co-browser simultaneously? So not simultaneously. So you can, because at the end of the day, it's a web page, right? There's one web page. So the web page will be confused if people click on different things at the same time. So what I would do if you have 5 students is I would, you see here on the left, I have a way to disable co-browser control. So if I have 5 students, I would just enable enable co-browser control for one student at a time only. So if I click here now, Marcella does not have access to the co-browser and other students will. Cool. I hope that answers the question. To close the co-browser, I'm just going to click on this X in the top right, which says back to whiteboard. And that's it. That's the co-browser. So once again, you remember Koala has 3 building parts: whiteboard, co-browser, and playground. Those are tools that you can use if you want. You don't have to use, all 3 of them. A lot of people are, doing all their class in whiteboard. Some are doing all their class in co-browser. And you'll see playground is a little bit of a unique feature of Koala, but it can be a little bit scary. It feels a lot like a video game. You don't have to use playground, but I'm going to show you today what it looks like. So let me erase those arrows here and here. And to open playground, I'm going to click on this little squirrel icon right here, which says open playground. All right. So we built playground with the following intention. We know that for a lot of classes, for a lot of students, especially when you learn literacy, phonics, for struggling readers, for instance, kids with dyslexia, kids with autism, etc., there can be a lot of anxiety with online tutoring. It's not necessarily fun. And we were observing that especially on Zoom, parents have to drag their kids in front of the computer before the online tutoring class. So we try to build something that's aligned with the learning style of those kids, and that feels like a video game to lower the anxiety level of those students. So you'll see Playground is really inspired by Minecraft and Roblox. But on top of that, we've implemented a lot of tools for teachers to teach in Playground. I'm not going to go over every feature. We have trainings every Tuesday that show you Koala in depth. But first of all, you see that I have my avatar and Marcella has her own avatar as well. And you'll see that you can customize. Teachers and students can customize their avatar by clicking on this icon here. It's customize avatar. And you can change skin tone, cheeks, lips. So you have different categories, style, etc. So your students will really like this. And our system remembers your avatar and your student's avatar. So next week, when they come back for your class, they'll be able to find the avatar that they customized the previous week. There's 2 views in Playground. There's a top-down view, which is a default one. And if you click on the eye, you can go to first-person view. And then once you're in first-person view, you see the world through the eyes of your avatar. And you can use the arrows on your keyboard, top, down, left, right, to move around. Nice. So you can move around. You'll see your students will likely be very comfortable in Playground. almost to the point where you have to ask them for advice on how to use it. That's intentional. That's a way for us to empower them. And there's a lot of things we can do. We can so you see you have blackboards here by default. You can use the focus tool to highlight a specific area, which will focus you and your students' view to this blackboard. And then you can actually start teaching. You can draw. So just like a regular blackboard, you can, if you click on add blocks, objects, images, or stickies, you can go to teaching and you can add sticky notes as well, as we were doing in whiteboard. And all this is obviously fully interactive. So Marcella, are you able to move the sticky notes right now? There you go. Excellent. So you could do blending drills in Playground. Marcella, honestly, do you use Playground for your classes?
I personally haven't, just because I'm focused on the other stuff, and that's like my selling point when I'm selling classes.
Yeah,
But I've seen a lot of people actually promote their lessons with the playground
yeah,
because they're saying like it's Minecraft inspired, it's super gamified, and it's very popular. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's totally okay. Like we're not pushing anybody to use Playground or not use Playground. This is really up to you. If you feel like this is like your classes are becoming a little bit bland and you want something new to get the kid excited, or it could just be a reward, a 5-minute reward at the end of the class. Let's go to Playground and just play and build stuff. Anything in Playground is customizable. So you can actually click on the shovel, and here, for instance, if I want to mess with Marcella, I can click on the shovel and dig a hole under her so that she falls into the abyss. There we go. You never die in Playground. You come back to life from the sky and you fall under your parachute. So no worries. And you can, for those of you who play, Minecraft and Roblox, you can click here, click on blocks. You can, build houses here. So, you unleash the full creativity of your student. This is really fun for them. It could be a reward. It's really, you use it the way you want. Any questions so far? Can also, perfect, thanks, that's pretty cool. Yep, okay. Great, yeah, I'm glad you like it. Really fully optional. And by the way, we talked about gems earlier. So you remember as a teacher, you can give gems to your students. If you click on reward and gems here. And this is what gems are for. Your students can go to, let me start from scratch. Click here, add blocks, objects, blah, blah, blah. Go to home and decor, and then choose categories, such as sports, for instance. And then they can buy items with those hard-earned gems. So now we have soccer balls, which we can, if you click on this soccer ball, you take it, you grab it, and then you can, play with it. If you don't like the default playground, you can go to the 3 lines at the top and go to reset playground. And you have a few options of default playground. You have the plain grass field. You have a summer classroom, winter classroom, farm, ski resort, spacewalk. All of those worlds are completely free. Desert fortress, basic starters templates, Antarctic station. So play with those. You just click on them. You'll say, are you sure you want to reset this playground? Yes. And then it will load that brand new playground. Cool. Any question about playground? No question? Okay. I believe, Marcella, did you say you wanted me to talk a little bit about invoicing?
Yes. I had some questions about how the invoicing works for Koala Go. Some
Okay.
teachers were interested.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so we're going to close playground. To close playground, you just click on the X at the top, close playground. And congratulations, you now know how playground works. Oops, there we go. Confetti. Invoicing. So first of all, so where are you guys based? Like if you're attending this Zoom training right now, I would love to, if you could you type in the chat where you live and where most of your students live. Which country is it? And while you guys do this, I'm going to start talking about the invoicing feature. So the invoicing feature in Koala is something that's fully optional. You use it if you want to. And I will explain later that it's not necessarily a good idea to use the Koala invoicing feature if you live in a country where Stripe is supported. So let me check the chat. We want to speak around co-browser. So I'm going to take Nadina's question. I usually use easy peasy classes, but would want to use Playground with co-browser. Is that possible? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can. So you can go to Koala and you can go to the co-browser here and use the easy peasy Genially classes there. And then at the end of the class, you just go to Playground. You can absolutely mix and match. Yeah. So Kathia lives in the US, Nadine lives in Texas, and students are in China. Kim lives in the US, Wake Forest. Is that in North Carolina? Um, and USA, and Alex says USA, my students are Korean and Chinese. Okay. I'm from the Philippines and my students are from China. Okay. So the first thing I encourage you guys to do is go online and type Stripe supported countries. Click on Stripe global availability, the first link here. And I'm also actually going to post it in the chat. There's a list of countries here, global availability. And here you will find every country where Stripe is supported. Do we have Philippines there? I don't think there are the Philippines there. But there's definitely US. Where is it? US is here. Spain, I'm pretty sure there's Spain somewhere as well. Here, I don't see the Philippines. So for those of you who live in the US, who have students in China, the most financially efficient strategy for you to invoice your student is to go to Stripe and create a Stripe standard account. And there will be a way for you to send an invoice to kids in China or Korea or wherever in the world. And this will allow you to have the lowest fee. So actually don't go through Koala. However, if you live in the Philippines or any country that is outside of this list, Koala Invoice may be a really good tool for you because it will allow you to invoice students anywhere in the world. To use Koala Invoicing, click on the top right and go to Send Invoice. This is the first option here. And then there will be a little bit of an onboarding. The first time you use this, we'll ask you, hey, where do you live? What's the country where you live? And you can create new invoices. And you will just type, I'm not going to do the whole flow. It's pretty self-explanatory. But you're going to decide, you're going to say, hey, here's where my customer lives. and you're going to charge, put in the amount that you want to put, you want to charge. And then it will ask you, what about processing fee? And it will say, give you two options. Either you want the fees added to the invoice, meaning that it's your customer that covers the fees, or you uncheck and your client will be charged 100 and you will receive 100 minus the fees. Here we'll try to be as transparent as we can with the fees that we charged. We use Stripe. We ourselves use Stripe. So we have to pay them $420 for a $100 invoice. And we take our own, the Koala team needs coffee, so we ask for 3.5%. So effectively, the total fee you would pay here would be 7.7%, which is why if you can use Stripe directly, go there and you will save money. Of course, if you want to go through Koala for everything, even if you live in the US, for instance, feel free. We're happy to serve you. But we'll take an extra fee compared to what you would be paying if you use Stripe directly. I know there was a lot of information. Does it make sense, guys? Do you need me to clarify anything? Great. Okay. I think, from experience, our product is very valuable if you live outside of those countries, because we will send a very professional invoice to the family. They will pay, and after we receive their payments, we will pay you within a couple of days, within 48 hours. You will have a dashboard that tracks all your invoices, and you don't need to learn Stripe. So, yeah, exactly. So I see Kimberly using Stripe currently. That's an option for you guys. Like, I hope this was helpful. So this is the invoicing option. It's fully optional for you. Use it or not is really up to you. That's pretty much all I have for you guys. I hope this was valuable. So this is Koala. Oh yeah, I would like to insist, however, that Marcella sent a link at the beginning of the chat, and maybe Marcella, you can send it again if you don't mind.
Yes, I can send it right here, right now.
Marcella is an affiliate of Koala, and therefore, if you click on this link, and I'm going to click on it so you'll see what it looks like, you'll see that with this link, you're actually going to get a free month of Koala Pro. So instead of needing to pay right away, you're going to get a free month of Pro without even swiping your credit card. And is it explained somewhere? Anyway, so you click on this link, click on accept invitation and fill out your information. You're going to get a free month of Koala Pro with all the features. Unlimited co-browser, 300 gems per month, etc. And if this is a good fit for you, if you want to keep using Koala for your online classes, you can upgrade to Koala Pro here, 18 a month on the annual plan, $21 a month on the monthly plan. And you see, because you're using Marcella's affiliate link, you're getting an additional 20% off for 12 months for the first year. So yeah, so this link, maybe you can save it somewhere. Nadine says, the plan says that it comes with 300 gems. If you want more, how much do they cost? Good question. If you use the invoicing system, you get, I think, I don't remember how much, but you get maybe 5 gems every time you invoice $100. If you don't use the invoicing system, there's indeed a way for you to acquire additional gems. Again, yeah, you will get 300 gems per month if you're on the Pro plan. And if you go in those 3 lines, click on those 3 lines and go to Get Gems, it's going to show you that you can buy a pile of gems for $9.99, $19.99, $99.99, and there's more ways. You can refer a teacher, you get 310. Oh yeah, it's 45 gems every time you invoice $100, and 300 per month if you're a Koala Pro. Cool. Marcella, did I address the different questions from your community?
That was perfect. I also wanted to mention right now at the end that I know Zoom already also raised their prices. And if you don't have a plan with Zoom, you can't teach children in China. At least that's my experience. So I would say it's worth it to have something like Koala Go, especially if you teach the little ones and with interactive lessons. So if you just want to check it out, like for the free month, as we mentioned, it's a great platform and I highly recommend it.
Thank you so much. Cool, everyone. Well, thank you so much for your attention. I hope this was valuable. Um, if you guys need anything, you can reach out to our 24/7 team. We're always there for you. And thank you for doing what you do. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Bye, Marcella. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Of course. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.